Hi.
Hey, welcome to our office.
No, should I be able to hear you on the headphones? Because I can't.
No, I don't think you should.
Okay.
So we are, you gonna tell them what we're doing?
Wait, so do I have the headphones so I can speak into this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We want the sound quality to be better. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So what are we doing?
What do you mean, what are we doing?
What are we doing? We're recording this,
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
It's
we're recording
nighttime
this. We're recording this the night before.
for today.
Yeah. Just schedule wise, it kind of worked out that we had to do that. So
It
that's
is
why it's dark
dark.
behind us.
It's actually presently 9:25 p.m.
Yeah.
in California. And we're actually recording it for two reasons. One, we have another commitment tomorrow in the morning. Two is we actually are excited to share with you. We're going to do a quick teaching. I'm going to call it this evening. It's morning somewhere. Shauna is in Ireland. It's probably her morning time. And we're going to share with you an offer for the Info to Income Coaching Immersive. And we thought we'd invite you into our home office.
Right. This is where the brain trust occurs.
This room, third floor of our commercial grade A-frame in Lake Tahoe. Yeah. It's 3 stories high. How high is the ceiling?
It's flipping high.
Yeah, it's crazy high.
It's probably
35 feet. It's at least 35.
You could probably get to the peak 5 stories.
Yeah. It's wacky. It's an awesome house. Yeah. So anyway, we thought we'd do this today's training for you guys for the challenge from the office. We actually call this, we call it our wealthy place. This is a wealthy place. I'm just going to say it. It is a wealthy place. That's Patrick's main desk back there. Mine sits in front. You can have a view out there towards Lake Tahoe and then out towards the front, kind of behind the computer here that we're on out to the snowy mountains. So it's a really special place. And there's something that, it's kind of like inviting you into our private space, kind of our private home. So we're excited about this training. So let's get started. And what we're doing is right now we are on day 4 of the 5-day, I'm calling it a condensed version of the original 7-day Info to Income challenge. And what's been really interesting is I kind of modified it based on some of the feedback that we had. And I'm just getting my screen ready up here so that Patrick and I can see you guys. So I'm kind of making a mess of it on the screen. Just make sure and look in there. Okay.
Oh, am I not looking in there?
No, you are, but we can't see you guys right now, meaning usually we can see a reflection. So what we're going to talk about today is the riches are in the niches. So let's do a quick review of what we've already covered. What have we already covered? What did we start with on day 1?
Must transform.
Yeah.
Must be achievable, must be measurable.
Yep.
You are the content.
That was day 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. We talked about mindset.
Yep. We talked about mindset a lot.
And how important it was to have the proper mindset to be an online entrepreneur, especially if you're going from a corporate environment into the online space. Then we talked about content confidence. You are the content. And we talked about how, everybody carries something in their life and experience that is worth somebody else paying for, and they want to hear it from you. And you don't have to be credentialed to do that. All you have to do is you just have to lay out what your experience is and what it is you're selling, and there will be people that will want to hear it from you. And that, believing that, links to the mindset shift. Because if you don't believe that about yourself, you're going to have a hard time following through with creating a program, asking to be paid for it, and then going out and doing it. So Anne had asked you guys to write down 5 wonderful things about yourselves.
Okay, wait, have you done it?
I know some have.
Have you done it?
seen
Have
some.
you shared it in the group? Have you tagged somebody else besides tag us, but tag somebody else in the group, because your ability to own you as the content is really integral to behaving from the belief that you have something valuable to offer.
And, you know, I always add, you know, we're not, you putting 5 great things about yourself doesn't mean that we think that you're saying you're perfect.
Yeah.
We know everybody has issues and things they
Life.
don't want to share. We're calling you forward. And, you know, a lot of times one of the ways to grow out of some of our bad habits or our mistakes is to go forward and to grow forward. And so that's part of what this is, because we want to transform your life. And then, or we want you to transform your life, but we'd like to be a part of helping you do that. Yeah. And then we talked about flexible offer framework. Yes. And laid out that there was 3 or 4, no more.
No more.
Words
no more.
which define and filter, set the parameters through which you're going to sort of lay out your product. And you know, that's always a stretch for people who, especially for people who are linear thinkers. I think of myself as a linear thinker, you know, very much into spreadsheets and the numbers, and, you know, and that's good. But, you know, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to believe it before you see it.
Okay, say that again.
When you're an entrepreneur, you have to believe it before you see it. And, you know, a lot of times when you come from a corporate background, it's the exact opposite. You have to see it
before you believe
it and do it, because otherwise, because you're accountable to somebody. But what you're, you know, and it's usually in the system and it's proven, and they're trying to get efficiency. This is about creating.
Yeah, this is God saying, light be, and then light was. Mm-hmm. In the same way, your belief about who you are as an entrepreneur, as an information product creator, is integral to the thing manifesting.
And the reason I said that was I was just linking it to this process of coming up with the 3 or the 4 words to describe what your process is going to be. What are the things that it's going to do? Because, like I said, it can stretch people, and you have to believe it and do it before you necessarily fully even understand why you're doing it. Just trust us on that. So that's kind of where we left off last night. Did I leave anything else?
No, I love it. Just trust us on that. It's actually very true. So
you have to, there have to be people in your life that you trust more than yourself.
Yes.
If you don't trust anybody else more, I mean, obviously you want to be thoughtful, but
please,
you know, if there's nobody that you trust more than yourself, I don't know how you're going to grow, because you're your own critic and you don't know everything, and you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know your blind spots. Come on. So, you know, you've got to have somebody outside of you that is able to speak into you. And, you know, it doesn't have to be every part of your life. It could be for certain parts. You know, that's why people have coaches or consultants or whatever you want to call them, because we all need that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so quick review again. Write this stuff in the Facebook group. There are scientific studies, data that prove that we actually need to hear and repeat things up to 31 times in order to have it be known by us, body, soul, and spirit. So first, what did we talk about? As an information product creator, myself, for individuals, us, like for our businesses, and then also for vocational ministries and other business. If the information you have doesn't transform, isn't achievable and measurable for your ideal client or tribe, it's not going to be income. It's not going to be something that you can actually transact on. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing, we talked about content confidence. Patrick just unpacked that. The whole concept is so critical. Everything that we're covering in this 5-day challenge is line upon line, precept upon precept. And what happens is One of the things you'll see in some of my slides that you guys have access to is the Rubik's Cube. If one section or one chunk of that thing isn't in the actual cube, the cube is compromised. And so all of the things that we're giving to you, the line upon line, the content confidence piece, the flexible offer framework piece, the transform, achieve, measurable piece, these are all really important, simple things. And so I love how you put it, that you actually have to trust somebody else more than you trust yourself in certain areas, right? If you want to get somewhere, go with someone who's been there before. Okay, they know the path, and that's really what we're trying to give to you guys in this challenge. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? You've got your content confidence. I'm going to presume that you have chosen at least 3 or 4 words to act as your flexible offer framework for the next 90 days. I'm not asking you to marry your flexible offer framework. I'm not asking you to make a covenant with it. I'm not asking you to do anything except really commit to practicing with those 3 or 4 words as your filter. Did we ever find out what the thing is on the whale?
Well, they're called baleen whales. I said green because I was thinking of baleen.
Okay.
And then I didn't. Why did it just get like?
I don't know. It's like God showing up. Awesome. He loves it when we talk about his creation.
So
that's awesome.
baleen, and so I don't know if that's called baleen. I didn't.
Okay. So, but it's the same concept. It's basically something that is being filtered through so that you don't have to gather, 400,000 data points in order to create an information product. I want you to be able to do this very quickly and very swiftly. Okay. So we talked about, so let's do this really quickly. Let's review it. Write it down in the Facebook chat while you're watching this. First, transform, achieve, measurable. Okay. If all else fails, that's your default flexible offer framework. But every information product must transform, be achievable, and measurable. You'll hear me say that time and time and time and time again. Okay. It has to be there. It's like the chief cornerstone, if you will. The second thing, you must have content confidence. You must. That's a choice that you're going to make. Even if you are creating a product or selling a product that isn't yours. We work with a lot of people who are in the social marketing world, the network marketing world, the MLM world, the space where you're actually selling on behalf of someone else, whether it's Arbonne, MIG, Jamie Cross's product. What are some of the other ones? Ula, essential oils, right? doTERRA, living, I can't remember the name of the other essential oil company, right? But there are lots of you, Amway, people who are selling other people's products, but you are still the content because people are going to want to buy it through you because of who you are and your belief and the sound and the resonance that you carry.
And you don't develop confidence by not doing it. So you have to do it, and it's a process. And sometimes we grow quickly and sometimes it takes more time, and that's why I talked about, if one of the critical things is to be committed to it, because you're starting a journey. And Anne said, I think on the first day, that it was easy, and I know why you said that.
It is,
but that doesn't mean it doesn't take work.
True.
And you're not going to roll out of bed and just print $1 million and hit the golf course or whatever. You could maybe at some point get to that.
Yes.
But I think part of what makes it easy, at least the way that we try to approach this, is we're really trying to help you package this in a way that accommodates your person.
Yes.
And you can go at whatever pace you want. Yeah. You can go fast, you can go slow, you have probably another job, and so you may have to work in between. Mm-hmm. But commitment.
Yeah, commitment to the process.
Yeah.
So flexible offer framework. Today we're going to talk about niches. You've heard this phrase 1,000 times. The riches are in the niches.
Maybe they haven't.
Okay.
I didn't hear it until I got into this business.
Okay. Well, I guess I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, if you're an entrepreneur, you've heard it 1,000 times. And a lot of times when there are phrases, here's the title of today's training portion is The Riches Are in the Niches. Here's what I want to encourage you guys to do. Stay on until the end, because at the end of today's training program, we're actually going to share with you the offer and the way that you can actually join us as part of the Info to Income Coaching Immersive. It is a spectacular program, and we are offering it this session, this challenge, for a crazy value.
No, it's a great offer. There's a lot of value there.
It's huge. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's basically my whole system. We'll get to that later, but I want to say that because I want you to have that planted in your head I want you to stay on till the end. Okay. All right. So the riches are in the niches. One of the downfalls when there are stock phrases, if you will, especially in the business world, is everybody's like, yeah, I know the riches are in the niches. I know, I've heard it before. I've heard it a million times. Yeah. Here's the thing. You and I behave from belief. I can tell what I believe and what you believe based on how we behave. Okay. And so, what are you laughing at?
Someone's pulling in.
Somebody's pulling into our driveway. Who knows? Welcome to Tahoe. So if he has to leave for just a minute, go figure out who thinks it's a good idea to stop by at 9:40 p.m. Will do. All right. So here's the thing about the belief piece with the riches and the niches. In order for me to see that you and I actually believe that statement, we actually have to create a niche and then sew into it with our actual information product. Okay. So I'm going to unpack this with you this evening. First, right. The riches are in the niches. Okay. Second, I want to tell you that you are the prime example of a niche created by God.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
It's very well maybe. We have people at all the levels of experience in this business, and so probably most people know what she means. But for the person that may be brand new,
okay, fair enough.
Can you just talk just one paragraph about what you mean by, because niching down, what we talk about is very important.
Okay, so the concept of a niche is you are actually creating an information product for a group of people that is a highly segmented group of people. So let me give you an example from a design industry thing that I created. For this would be a niche for families that own multiple properties that have at least 3 generations involved. Okay, so grandparents, parents, kids in the mountain or Middle West mountainous regions. So the mountains of Idaho, the border with Wyoming. So like Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, that whole area, where we're actually training them on how to come up with an instruction manual for their newly designed home that 3 generations are going to use a couple months out of the year. Yeah. What?
So just the idea is you can really, that's one of the powerful things about the internet. You can just really be specific. I am in kind of an aviation nerd. It could be men who like 747s and live in Southern California and own pugs. We own 3 pugs.
We have 3 pugs.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit absurd, but not totally.
No, not absurd at all.
I mean, the reality of how tightly you can niche goes way closer to the absurd than you might think.
Yes.
And that is why it's powerful. So enough on that. I don't want to get off, but if anyone didn't know what we meant or why that's important, I hope that gave you an idea.
Okay, so here's the critical piece for niches. If you know the niche that you're creating, what happens is you are actually able to create content and language that will speak specifically to your niche. All right. Without it, your language is too general to convert, and the beauty of you as the content won't come through. Okay. Do you remember the example I gave of the 15 people who were going to create the paint, the red paint, right? I've got 15 people lined up, and we're all going to mix red paint from all natural ingredients and maybe, different ground ingredients. We're all going to make the exact same paint. Okay. I'm going to make my paint for families who are multiple property owners of 3 generations or more are using the house in the Middle West mountainous ranges. Okay. The next person is going to make paint for 747 aficionados who live in Los Angeles and also have pugs. The third person is going to make paint and engage an audience who likes to do home crafts, wants to develop a subscription box service for women between the ages of 27 and 35 who have red hair, right? And they want to learn how to make red paint for red-haired women, okay? Do you see the difference? Now, all of a sudden, each of us who are making our tutorials on how to mix red paint have drastically different language. And one of the things that niching down does in the language piece is it gets you a really fast yes and a really fast no. And a no is as valuable as a yes, because it means that you're not trying to date the whole world. You have narrowed that pool down to the people that you're supposed to serve.
What do you mean it gives you a really fast yes and a really fast no?
So in order to transact online, you don't want maybes. You want yes or no. And any excuse that someone will give you about not wanting to transact in the online space with you is actually just a cover up for uncertainty. Okay. And one of the ways that you will help build trust in certainty of delivery of your information product is to know precisely who you are serving and who you are solving for. It's actually an act of honor and an act of love. So your willingness to step into the arena and say, okay, I'm going to niche down, men or women, pick one, right?
That's not a niche.
That's not a niche. Then you're going to go down. Second, age, right? Demographic information, psychographic information. Who do you love to work with, right? How do you love to serve and to solve them? So someone who is working with busy moms, their information product is going to look very different than someone who is working with retirees. Retirees have lots of time. Maybe they want to sit and learn for an hour and a half a day. You get a busy mom, she's like, I got 15 to 20 minutes during nap time, right? So your language and the structure of your information product, let's say both of those people were teaching the same thing. Both of those people were creating an information product on how to, change your eating habits to become vegan. Same product, exact same product, a vegan cooking food product, okay? One is serving busy moms, the other one is serving retirees, right? The busy mom is going to want the super, aggressive juicer thingy with the, umpteen hundred HP that is, I don't know, is loud or not loud or whatever, right? She's going to want it to do the slow processing or something like that. The retiree is going to look for something, well, maybe it's a little easier to maneuver, easier to use. Well, maybe I have some time to develop a garden to grow some of my own vegetables. Yes, absolutely. The retiree might have time to sit and engage for a 90-minute training. Do you see the difference?
Right. So we're talking about niches, and you're just laying out the different types of niches. And so what do we, now that we have an idea of what niches are, what do we do with that?
Okay. So one of the biggest components of niching is that you are the content. You are the ultimate niche. If you don't know where to start with your information product, create your information product as if you were selling it to yourself. Okay. The phone just dinged, which we call in our family a testimony.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing about a niche. A niche needs to be very quick. I'm going to give you 4 things that I want you to write down. Your niche needs to be quick for them to recognize themselves. How are they going to do that? They're going to do it through language, through maybe a little bit of branding or design, but they are going to quickly see themselves in your product. The second thing your niche must do is it must provide a place of resilience. What do I mean by that? You don't want to change niches all the time with your information products, right? You want to create a niche where people are actually they feel like they're safe within the learning boundaries. That's that achievable part. The third thing you want to have in your niche is an opinion, okay? I love tomatoes. I hate tomatoes. I love to work in the evenings. I hate to work in the evenings. If you're niching to a stay-at-home mom, we're going to work only on nap time. We're not going to work at night because we're going to have family dinners. Okay, do you understand that piece? And then the fourth thing you're going to do within your niche is you're going to make sure it's unique. And the best place to start, if you've never done this before and you're trying to create a niche, is to use yourself. I know you're unique. He knows you're unique. God knows you are unique.
For sure.
Okay. So that's a really important piece. All right. Quick, resilient, opinionated, and unique. Okay. Those are 4 characteristics of your niche. So how do we get started? All right. It's actually very simple. Take out a piece of paper. Okay. It is specific. It's going to have a sound. It's going to have a support, and it's going to be easy for you to sharpen. Okay. Your niche is going to have a sound. That's a language piece. It's going to have a support, like how do you actually serve and support your niche? So the niche of stay-at-home busy moms, very different support mechanism than a retired couple. The support mechanism for the stay-at-home moms might be texting. The support for the retired couple could be email. Okay, but it's going to have a sound and a support. And here's one of the keys. You are going to have the ability as you to sharpen them. They're going to come in as one person, engage your information product, and emerge a different person. Okay. Do you have any questions on that before I unpack more?
When you say a sound, can you just talk about, what that means to you?
So a sound. Busy stay-at-home moms who are in their 20s and 30s are probably going to know what AI is, right? So you're going to have language and a sound, and whether it's slang terms, if you will, or expressions that are going to work for your niche sound, versus the sound or the language that's going to work for another niche. So give me an example from the airplane industry. What is a term or a word that airplane aficionados might be aware of? I know one.
What's that?
Smoke the mains.
Smoking the mains. That's a little bit obscure, but I love it. Yeah.
But it's not obscure to the airline buffs.
Probably not. It's when the main landing gear hits and the smoke comes up from the wheels, smoking the mains.
Okay, so smoking the mains, great example. That would be part of the sound of that particular unique
right
niche.
So generations can have a sound.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's maybe a better way to think about it. Just how you speak to people. I pride myself in being intergenerational, but I'm aware that if I'm speaking to people in my generation, there are different connection points, different language than if I'm speaking to people in my son's generations.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I want to wrap up with on the niche. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a niche. Give me at least 10 characteristics of your niche. Okay. And why? Because once you describe the 10 characteristics of your niche, then you're going to be able to ask yourself the question, what do they want? Why do we ask that question? Because in the information product space, people only buy what they want. They don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. And once you dial down at least 10 characteristics of your niche, then you'll be able to look at that and see, oh, The busy moms want something that's going to save them time, maybe get their kids to sleep, maybe make some more money during nap time, help them to, figure out how to work out while the kids are taking a nap. They're not making too much noise, right? So they're going to want something. They're going to, and you're not going to know precisely what they want, which is the only thing they're going to buy, until you actually niche down enough to get this concise type of person.
And this is a great exercise, and it's really critical. And it's a process of learning how to niche, like thinking about all the things that might separate your target audience from the rest of the world. And I have two examples of something that seem ridiculous, but are actually legitimate niches that generate a fair amount of money.
Yeah.
So everyone knows about essential oils. Very, we have some very well-known sector, but there is a person who has made a great business out of doing essential oils for goats.
For goats.
Not kidding.
Janet, she's awesome.
Yeah. And she's really done well. And it just would never have occurred to me. And I was actually very blessed by that, because it opened my mind to how much I can really niche down. The other one was chicken diapers. You can buy diapers for chickens.
No joke.
Right. On Amazon. So, very, very niched, but I would just say it's a function of creativity to think how much you can niche it down. And, if you can niche down.
Chicken diapers, guys. Chicken diapers.
Shoot, if you can, like, you go through this process in Facebook when you're creating ads, and you're able to niche down your audience. And, if you can get down to an audience that's, 70, 80, 100,000, that's better than a multi-million person audience.
Yes.
Because you're very targeted. And out of 100,000, if you could get 10 or 20, that's a business. That could be significant revenue. I mean, 10 or 20,000 people paying you, different price points from, 47 up to a few $1,000.
Yeah.
That'll pay the rent.
Yeah.
It's
awesome. Guys, I love information products, because there are how many billion people on the earth? Like
over 7.
And the information product business is multiple billions of dollars and scheduled to go up and grow. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy. So your homework today is the niche process. I want you to come up with at least 10 levels of niching. All right. At least 10. And then think about, what does my niche actually want that they're going to pay for? Okay. I may need to go work out, but I want a glass of wine, right? So I bring that example up because one of the things that we cover in the Info to Income Immersive is that whole process of specifically unpacking what you're actually competing with. Right? Because one of the biggest fails is that people who create information products don't actually know what they're competing with. You're not competing with the other person creating your fitness product or your course to go along with your book. You're actually competing with Netflix and that bottle of Chardonnay, or texting their best friend. Okay.
But I have to say, if you see the light going up and down, it's not here.
We don't
it's
know.
Something in the camera, the way, like, this isn't changing.
I think it's God.
it's something in the way that the camera is perceiving the light in the room.
I don't know. I love it. I love it. I think it's God.
I'm paying the electric bill. This is what I'm making sure.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so the niche process. Okay, we've been on for about half an hour on that. So here's what I want to do. I want to make sure that you understand the line upon line, precept upon precept. And then with your permission, I'm actually going to share with you about our Info to Income Coaching Immersive offer. Okay, so let's review. Information must be transformative, achievable, and measurable, right? Second, who's the content? What is the content? You're the content. Nobody else has a resonance like you. Nobody else sounds like you. All right. Next, flexible offer framework. Why do we create a flexible offer framework? Because we need something that we can filter things through that are sounding like you, so that the 15 of us who are creating information products about how to mix red paint from all natural materials are all doing it differently. Mine's going to be protect, process, prosper, or safety, order, beauty, right? The person next to me might be, what was the one you said yesterday? Like sustainable, efficient, productive, right? Two totally different things. Something like that. Same product, okay? And then today, we take those same 15 people, and now we're selling to different audiences, right? There could be one person who sells to people who want to custom paint their guitars, right? One person, right?
That could totally be an it.
It could totally be an it. It could, right? Yeah. So once you understand that, and you choose to receive that as a framework for, then all of a sudden the creation of the actual product becomes very easy, because all of the options are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Then you just got to sit down and do it. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So can we share with you about our coaching immersive?
Well, we're live streaming. I mean, we're recording this.
I know we're recording this.
So I'm just going to say yes.
Okay. Awesome. So here's what I want to share with you. There are people who've been through the coaching immersive in this group, because we kept the challenge group open. It is a phenomenal program. And when we first created the coaching immersive, we created it as a 12-week live coaching immersive. We were on twice a week, live, for up to 90 minutes. And basically, I unpacked stem to stern my entire model for information product creation, from lead generation all the way up through year-long consulting programs that are 7-figure producing programs. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to take you the 12-week, the coaching immersive program. This is what it consists of. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the nuts and bolts are. And I'm going to go to the whiteboard. I'm going to share my screen on Zoom right now. I'm going to go to the whiteboard, and I'm actually going to share with you, and then I'm going to take you inside the Facebook group to show you what it is. So you're actually going to get access to a year-long program. If I could type, year-long program called the Info to Income. I need this over here. Hang with me, guys. You're going to want to stay on this. Okay. Info to Income group. I don't want to spill my water. Okay. Let me go here. Make this bigger. I'm going to make it dark green. All right. Year-long program, Info to Income group coaching immersive. So what are the nuts and the bolts of the program? The first thing that we're going to do is you're going to have access to the entire live recordings and trainings from the immersive. Okay, what you working on?
Well, I was going to pull up the list of course names.
Oh, that would be awesome. Okay. The next thing you're going to have access to is access to the entire live Q&A sessions from the immersive. Okay. The next thing you're going to have is access to the entire bonus pool from the immersive. Okay. The next thing you're going to have is access to 12 months of live Q&A with you. Okay. So we are going to be on live with you once a month to actually do live Q&A in addition to everything else that you're getting access to. you are going to have access, and I'm actually going to take you inside the Facebook group in just a minute, to the Facebook group, group for the Info to Income Immersive, where everything is immediately accessible. Not sure how to spell that. That's what spell check is for, but Zoom doesn't have spell check. All right, in this concept. All right, the other thing you're going to do is we are going to re-stream starting March 15th. Are we starting March 15th or are we starting earlier than that? I think we're starting March 15th. 2 times a week, the training on Tuesdays and the Q&A on Thursdays. Why are we doing this? Okay, here, I want you to listen up on this. Why are we doing this? Because I know I've bought lots of programs before where I've had access to everything and then I kind of fell off. We are re-streaming live into the Facebook group, everything on schedule, so that we can re-engage with you so we'll be available on the chat. We'll be like, hi, how you doing? Checking in, make your comments, okay? Because we want you to have access to the material in the Lifestyle Institute, which is our membership website, in the Facebook group, which you can access 24/7, and as a weekly reminder that, hey, we are here. We are seriously interested and engaged for your success and your breakthrough on this, right? This is what kind of brought me into the online space, was actually creating information products. This is what people come to me and pay me for, to build out their systems and their structures, okay? Next, you will have access to the Lifestyle Institute member site starting March 15th. Okay, and basically you'll be able to access the training material in several different places. Okay, so those are the nuts and bolts. There are also bonus trainings. There are email sequences, there are text sequences, all sorts of goodies that are actually being populated into the member website. So we want to encourage you to join this program. Now, would you like to see inside the Facebook group? All right, let's do this. Let's go inside the Facebook group. All right, can you see my screen? You should be able to see my screen right now. All right, so all of the material, the entire immersive, you can access as soon as you join the program. There is a welcome and housekeeping item, training. There's week one, big picture. Let's just start here, right? Big picture and calendars. Vocabulary, this alone is worth the price of admission.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about vocabulary.
Oh,
it's a vocabulary we put together of just terms and we keep adding to it.
Let me click on it.
That you need to kind of be familiar with. So just so you can follow the conversation.
Yeah.
It's not going to make you an expert, but if someone throws out something like a DNS server or something like that, you have no idea what it is. You can at least refer to this and you'll be able to stay in the conversation.
Yep. Okay. Definitions as they apply to the online information product space. Okay. Let's go back to the Facebook group.
You have what I was looking for right there.
Oh, okay, great. So week one session is on Q&A. This is on your big picture calendar, literally setting up your calendar so that you have products released over the course of the year, right? Then you have screenshots of all of the training. All right, let's go to week 2, training and Q&A, right? What's week 2? Oh, branding. We have an entire session on branding. I think some of you might have actually purchased, some of you who were super smart, bought the branding upsell when you signed up for the free challenge.
That's a very popular.
Yeah, that was one of the most popular. Okay, session 4. I mean, guys, I don't know how to explain to you that this is serious value. This is like, I basically did an entire brain dump on my like on everything. If you look over here, let's go back to the guides. Let's go back to, let's see if I can pardon me.
So yeah, session 4 was branding. Session 5 was product release calendars. Let's see, clients versus tribes. We talked a lot about
my
that.
Gosh. Feedback loops.
Yeah.
Names that convert.
Names that convert for your business. Flexible offer framework, branding. What your clients actually pay for.
Yep.
What else in here?
Week 10, we actually train on. So one of the things that we do is we actually break down and train you on how to create different types of products, from your lead generation, your free product, all the way through to your year-long consulting program.
Right. We do year-long consulting program. We do done for you, done with you.
High ticket.
High ticket offer.
Yeah, year-long consulting program. We actually did a bonus sales training workshop. We did a workshop. We did what? Do you remember the workshop that we did?
Yeah, we did.
We basically,
it was. Include that?
Yeah, I'll include that because that's in the Facebook group.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't going to include that. That's like you should buy this.
We should. Well, maybe, and that, I don't know if we'll do another workshop.
Should we add a workshop for the new people?
Sure.
Why don't we?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about this.
Yeah,
awesome.
We'll add a workshop.
We'll add a workshop for you.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is about 24 sessions that are, most of them are 90 minutes.
Yep.
That's 36 hours, I think.
Yeah, right? That's pretty crazy.
And so that's a lot of training. That's 90 minutes of a teaching session, and then 90 minutes of Q&A. And like I said, that's 36 hours, and you're going to have access to it immediately. So you can, if you want to binge watch it, you can. Or if you want to, spread it out, that's fine. Like she said, we'll also stream them weekly and remind you, just in case, you fall behind or you get distracted. We want to keep you focused. Are we going to see? So we've got that.
Yep.
And we're going to do the workshop.
Mm-hmm.
So there was something else that I thought.
Remember what we're actually going to do 12 months of monthly live Q&A.
That's what it was. We're going to do, so for the current I2I group.
Yep.
That is already the immersive group. We finished in January.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing monthly Q&A with them live,
yep.
which you can be a part of.
Yeah.
We still have to do our Q&A for February. We haven't set that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to have access to live Q&A too. So if you watch something
live,
right,
live,
if you watch something in one of the trainings and you have more questions, you're going to get a chance every month to follow up and ask those questions.
Guys, this is crazy value.
Yep. It is.
Okay. Crazy. There's one more thing. We're giving them a +1.
Explain what you mean by that.
Add your spouse
or partner.
Yeah, or partner. Mm-hmm. You may not share with someone who is not in business with you. Okay. Add your spouse or your business partner as a +1.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not, hey, Susie, I'm going to call, Samantha, and we're going to split this. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. This is a +1. So one of the reasons I like to do that is we work together.
Yeah.
And we have different skill sets. And sometimes I'll glean something and sometimes he'll glean something. And whenever there's a coaching program where they're like, you can add your spouse or your business partner as a +1 to the Facebook group, I'm like, all in. Okay. Now, they will not get a login to the Lifestyle Institute when that comes out and the content is migrated over there, but they will have access to the Facebook group as well. There's a whole process that we go through. Once you purchase, you'll land on a thank you page, and you actually have to email us at the Loy Institute, which is the Lifestyle Institute Gmail account, where our VA, Michelle Wilson, monitors that. And we have to know who it is, right? There's some rules to follow, but we know we can trust you on that. But basically, you get to add your spouse or your business partner as your +1 for this offer.
So this course focuses on product creation, and there are other things. Every other course I've seen in this space focuses on more of the delivery method than the product. So it'll focus on ClickFunnels or Samcart or whatever, and they'll tell you how to make a web page, and they'll walk through it in 15 minutes because they've done it 1,000 times. And they'll say, see, it's really easy. But the key is you've got to have something to sell.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be some investments you have to make. They're not huge. I think ClickFunnels is like $290 a month. I mean, it's
$297 a month.
It's not nothing, but it's not thousands of dollars. And if you haven't already made those investments, you're going to want to have some sense of what you're actually going to do once you get that.
Yes.
And you're going to need products. And so we're focusing on product creation. And remember, we don't have the idea that you have in your head, in our head, but we have a way to talk about how to structure those things so that they can be put into a funnel and sold. And you're going to need that as because you're going to have other decisions you want to make. And if you've already invested in these things, then you definitely want to get to work and get some products out there.
Yeah.
So we have expertise in the funnels and in the advertising and all of that stuff.
We do.
But we feel like this is an underserved niche, if you will, of this online space. And so our focus here is on product creation.
Yeah.
So you're going to get all the live trainings and all the Q&As immediately.
Yeah.
That's 36 hours of teaching.
At least.
Then there's another, what we do, 4 bonuses?
Basically, yeah. So here's what I want to share. This is basically like an entire business model in a box. So I basically took everything that I create and do that people pay me for, and I said, this is everything I've got. And I put it into the form of the coaching immersive. Patrick and I did it together. There's this synergy that happens because we come at this from 2 different mindsets.
Yeah, so I challenge her a fair amount.
Yeah, all the time, actually.
In these videos on what do you mean by that and why does that make sense? Because it's genuine and it's unscripted, but it worked really well. And but I was going through this summary and you just like,
I'm so sorry. I'm excited.
We got the 36 hours. Then we did, I think, 4 bonuses.
Yeah.
4 bonus sessions. So that's another 6 hours. And then you're going to have 12 months of Q&A.
Yep.
Access to the Facebook group. Are they going to get the other challenge that we did also?
Oh, the
7 day. Are they going to get that?
I think so.
You think? Well, you should say yes or no.
We should. Yeah. So I actually think that's an integral part to the whole process. So we did the Info to Income challenge a couple months ago. We did it the 7-day challenge. We will give you those recordings as well.
Right. So it's a longer version of this.
Yeah. we've all done on PowerPoint, and we really dive in deep on that stuff.
And the +1.
Yep.
And then we're going to restream it starting March 15th. And, you know, we'll just have you, obviously we'll have your email and we'll send you an update. So it'll be like a reminder. You could ignore it or you can do it, but it's, I think, a way to help prod you through finishing, because we want you to finish. Was there any other Q&A that you were going to include in this, or?
So I think we have enough Q&A. We got 12 months of Q&A on this.
All right, cool.
So here's what I want to share with you. Next month, we are going to be charging for this program.
That's not what we're charging now.
No, but next month we're going to charge this for the entire program suite. Okay, because this is an entire like business that you can access.
We haven't said the price yet?
No, I haven't told them the price.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, that might be a little annoying.
No, just hold on. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, here's what I want you to understand. I shared with you guys when we started this, join now, because the challenge is free, right? So you're in this challenge and it was a free challenge. And we did a condensed 5-day version of the challenge. Kind of just talking, right? Just unpacking this. And because of that, we wanted the offer for this one to not be $5,000, which it's worth it. Like, if the only thing you got as part of this offer and you were paying $5,000 for it was access to the recordings and trainings from the immersive that we previously did, it would totally be worth it.
Yeah, you would not be paying the full value of what it's actually worth, which is why it would have value. I mean,
yes.
I think it's worth well more than that.
Yeah. Based on what I have recently paid for programs that provide less, I would say absolutely. Okay. So we're not actually going to charge you $5,000 this time around. We are going to make this available to you for $995.
Right.
$995. We sold this for $1,495 at the second round of the last challenge. But we felt like this was an opportunity. We have a small group of people, and before we start driving advertising traffic and bringing lots of new people into the group, we actually wanted to make this offer available to you, because you're probably in this group because you're a friend of a friend. Somebody said, get your backside into this Facebook group. This program is invaluable. You know somebody who knows somebody who got you into this Facebook group.
Right. And
that's why we're doing this at $995, because we actually want to empower your success. And
there's a lot of training out there, and there's a lot of good training.
There is.
But like I said, I haven't seen anything that really focuses on content creation. And I know, Anne has been doing this for a long time. I've been watching her for a long time, and I've only in the last year and change really gotten involved. And so we talk about the different perspectives that we bring, and I've always come in from like, what am I going to do? How are we going to? What is it that I can sell? What is it that we can sell? And Anne has really perfected the art of content creation, and so that's I don't think you're gonna find much else like it, and then you're not gonna find much of that price point at all.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of value here, and if you're serious, even remotely serious about am I in this business? I want to continue. I need a jump start on how to create products, or I don't know. I'm trying to decide. It's a small investment to find out if you should stick with it or if you should do something else. I mean, the worst case, if you spent $995 and decide you didn't want to do it, you saved yourself a few thousand more.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So how can you join? So right now you can join by going to info2incomechallenge.com. The same domain that you actually registered to join the free challenge on. We just redirected it to the join page. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now, Info to Income is for men and women who want an intensive, profitable training and coaching program on how to make information programs that convert. Okay, this is what I do. Okay, this is, and you have testimonies of people who are in the group who have been through the program already. So ask them. I know Melissa's been through it. I know Susan's been through it. I know Shauna's been through it. Others have been through it. They will tell you the value of the program. Okay, I don't know anybody else who's actually doing this to the extent that we're doing. Like, I hold nothing back. I'm like, this works, this doesn't work. I mean, I hold nothing back in that. Okay, so you go to that, it's a checkout page. You can see the price, $995. Now, if you scroll all the way down, you can actually see the schedule of how we're going to restream. So you're going to have access to this content eventually in the website, in the Facebook group immediately, and we're restreaming it twice a week starting March 16th.
Yeah, this page actually has all of the, this is what I was looking for.
Yeah, so we've got
all of the different topics that we covered.
So let's go through them, right? The big picture for product creation and releases. A year from this, is one of my favorite quotes. A year from now, where will you be? Right? If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. So we actually map out the calendar, the big picture. Branding. 90-day calendar increments, a realistic release schedule. Ideal client and tribe preferences. Feedback loops in product creation, live versus the recorded strategy.
And you can see there's a topic, and that's about 90 minutes, and then there's a Q&A on the topic, and that's about 90 minutes too.
The Q&As are crazy valuable.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay, core concepts, branding DNA, your flexible online offer framework, your outcome feedback loop strategy. These are all things that nobody's teaching you about that matter huge in the information product space. What results is your audience actually paying for? Names that convert, right? DIY product creation, right? Create a DIY product, create a done with you information product, right? How to create done for you information products. How to create your signature series. You all have a signature series. You actually do, right? How to create your high ticket offer. How to create a year-long consulting program. All right. We actually give you templates and outlines for these things. All right. And I'm just going to, this is a picture of me. I'm working at the Grand Wailea.
I guess there's only 2 bonus sessions. I thought there was 4, but no big deal.
Well, the workshop would count as 2 more. Right. So here I am. I'm working in Hawaii because you can work from anywhere with this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go visit info2incomechallenge.com, join February 21-11. And I'll put that in the screen share on the whiteboard. Let me get that link right. So let me erase this one because that's not the right one. Let's put it to text and see. So you're going to visit this link and you're going to sign up right now. $995. Okay. I will not open this program again for $995. Okay. It will be for the entire program. It should easily be a $5,000 program because of the extent and the knowledge. And once everything is migrated over to our new website, it will absolutely have to be that much because of all the features that people will be able to access as part of that. Okay. So $995. There's one other thing I wanted to share with people. If you have questions, put them in the Facebook feed, and then tomorrow we will come back and make sure and access that. Yeah. Okay. Payment plan?
Oh, right. So if you want to do, if you're curious about a payment plan, just What do you want us to do?
I would say if you want a
Message
payment
us.
plan, message us and just ask for information about the 3-pay payment plan.
Right.
We created a 3-pay payment plan. Even though it's only $995, we made a way for you to be able to pay in 3 different payments. Okay, so message us. Don't let anything stand in the way of you actually stepping forward into your next best life. Okay, I'm going to end with one other thing, and then if you'll wrap up.
Sure.
We have coaches. I have a coach, and one of the things that my coach is always saying to me is, Ann, you have to make a decision from the place of the person who's already achieved. And I'm like, okay. So when you're looking at this offer, I want you to think to yourself, how does the person who's already making the impact or having the influence or has the income, how are they making this decision? You know, as that future person, that you need your time compressed to stand on the shoulders of people who've already achieved what you want to achieve. If you want to have a profitable course, an online information product, a consulting program, a coaching program that converts, you need to get this program. Okay?
Yeah, all I would say is just make sure you make an active decision. You know, the money, you're going to spend $995 on something in the next 3 months. And you're going to spend the amount of time that you would put into this, you're going to put into something over the next year. And so just, you know, if you're on the fence, I would just reflect about, well, what other things am I likely to do with that time and money versus this? And that's you know, I think this is a no-brainer. I think if you've gone this far, you clearly have you're either active or you want to be active in this business. And this is a phenomenal first step. But even so, if you're on the fence, you just need to weigh what you think you might do with the money and the time versus what you would do if you bought this and you invested your time here to create a business and you're going to grow no matter what. That's the way that I look at these things.
Yep. I love that. It's true.
Yeah.
All right. So
make an active decision.
Make an active decision because you're worth it.
Yeah. And we'll if you don't do it this time, you can do it next time.
You can do it next time.
But look, I really encourage you to do it. I mean, I'm done this long enough now when I know a great offer when I see it, and that's what this is.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys.
Absolutely.
Okay? We love you.
Blessings to you. Purchase or not, stay in touch.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Now, if I can figure out how to end the meeting.
We're still on.